As the people of Gbajibo community in Kaima local government area of Kwara state still mourns the loss of their dear ones, the federal government has been called upon to provide ferry and life jackets to water passengers to reduce the nearly yearly occurrence of boat capsizing across the country. This is the plea of leaders of the community when they received the delegation of the state government led by the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Yakubu Danladi Salihu. The trip from Iloni, the Kwara state capital, to Kaima is about 6 hours, and another 5 hours on bad road to Gbajibo, where the community lost their friends and relatives. Over 300 were traveling to Gbajibo in Niger State for the celebration of Maulud Nabiyu. The 4-hour journey on water was nearly completed until 1 kilometer to the destination in Niger State before the boat capsized, according to this survivor.
Before we realize anything that may happen, in fact, the boat just started taking water. Some of us, because there's a plate we do pack water out when the water is becoming too much. We appeal to ourselves that everybody should be calm, so that they should start packing the water out from the boat. Before we realize ourselves, the boat just scrapped. The boat sink. In the process, there are some empty jerry cans, drum, that we throw out for some people to rescue themselves. I too am part of it, the system. It is God that spared our life. I survived through a jerry can of petrol, that 30 liters of jerry can. I use it to sink, to swim, to rescue myself.
With about 130 dead, 10 are presently receiving treatment at the village health center.
That boat, so it's over 300 people on the boat before it capsized. So now the 92 people are still alive, while the over 100 people are died, and the search and rescue team are still working. So maybe it will be, maybe they can find other people inside the water.
There are 10 that are on admission. Their condition is getting better. The number of dead is 130, while the rescued is 92.
The community called for the provision of ferries and life jackets to reduce the nearly yearly boat mishaps in the riverine areas.
When you want to go into water transportation, you need to be on life jackets. But I don't think one out of the number, almost 300 victims in that boat, there's no single person that is with life jackets. So it is imperative and necessary, although we have to educate them and tell them why they should be using life jacket. If they use life jacket, I know the casualties will have been less.
I want to personally appeal to His Excellency the Executive Governor of Kwara State and National Inland Waterways to see how they can provide ferry here, because ferry, to our own layman thinking, is more safer than a boat for a means of transportation on water.
Kwara State delegation led by the Speaker Yakubu Danladi Salihu and others are here to condole with them. He firstly made a brief stop at the palace of the Emir of Kaima before moving to Gbajibo community to commiserate with them. He inspected the riverside and also met some families of the deceased at the open space. The state government, he assured, will ameliorate their sufferings while also urging them to always make use of life jackets.
It's a sad event, what we saw in Gbajibo. And on behalf of His Excellency, Malan Abraman Abrazak, we condole with people of Gbajibo and Kaima local government. And for the survivors, we wish them quick recovery from the trauma they went through. And with what we saw, by His grace, these life jackets of 18, we encourage the people of Gbajibo to be pleased take these precautionary measures to make sure that they use the life jackets, because there are reasons why government of Malan Abdurrahman Razak distributed life jackets even since last year or beginning of this administration. But we appeal to the community people to make use of what they have for safety of lives and property. And what we saw here, we are at the clinic. I'm assuring the people of Gbajibo community that Malan Abdurrahman Razak will fix the basic health center here in Gbajibo. With what we saw here, but we are giving the assurance to Gbajibo community that Malan Abdurrahman Razak very soon will fix the basic health center in Gbajibo community, because this is the biggest community along the riverine area of this community.
Gbajibo is a small community where you lose at least something more than a number in tens. It will be very soon. So, but there's nothing we can do. Our warning was they should move on the riverbank because of the impending flood for about 2 or 3 weeks. But God has brought another disaster. No expect. There's always a yearly occurrence, but this year is very. The land is on the high scale, on the high magnitude.
Officials of the State Emergency Management Authority are still on ground to collate the exact number of bodies recovered, which stood at about 39 as at the last count. Despite the unfortunate occurrence, life still goes on as the people still board boats to travel and transfer businesses with other communities.